Hey guys, how's it going? It's your girl DJ and you're back trading with DJ. Today you guys will not be seeing my face simply because my laptop decided to give up on me. The camera is not working. Don't ask me how. I have no idea. It does what it wants, whatever. But besides that, I have some great information. I just want to make sure as long as you're able to hear me, that's all that matters. You do not need to see me. You need to hear me. That's really what I want, right? So a lot of questions have been asked and I'm trying my best to answer all of them, but it is a lot, guys. My emails have been really flooded, so if I have not responded back to you and it's been over a week, feel free to email me again, but make sure that you are serious, because a lot of you guys, I can tell that you're not serious, and you got to understand time is money. So if I take time out of my day to get on a session and explain to you how to get started, you need to take it seriously, because I run multiple businesses and I'm also a really busy person. So I really would love to help, but I got to make sure that you're serious so the time could be used effectively. Okay? Sounds good. So now let's get right into it. So a lot of people have been, I've been seeing like support and resistance is kind of a big issue for many people, but I want you to understand you are overthinking it. If support and resistance is hard for you, you are overthinking it. Please stop. Just want to make sure, because guys, when you're drawing the support and resistance, just think of the floor and think of the ceiling. Think of the lowest part for the day. And when I go over these videos and I do certain time frames, I'm not telling you this is the time frame to trade. I'm simply showing you what works for me, and I'm simply recommending that you try it. And if it doesn't work, you can find something else. But I am not saying on the 4-hour chart is what you must mark up your charts. That is not what I'm saying. I'm simply saying this is how I do it. You can try it out, and if it doesn't work, then go about your day, right? So to get into it, I'm just going to use any time frame to identify, the support and resistance for you guys. It's really not hard at all. It's pretty simple. So think of the floor and think of the ceiling. And you got to think of 3 touches, guys. We're actually on 1 hour. You do not have to go all the way back in the charts for you to mark up your support and resistance. Usually, this is what I do. Instead of going back, notice, guys, whenever I mark up, I don't go all the way back here to show you what happened a month ago. I stay as current as possible. I stay as close as whatever is happening now so that you can understand what move is going to happen next, right? I hope that makes sense for you. Also, understand anything that happens with your trading account, that's completely up to you. This is simply information that worked out for me that could possibly work for you, right? So here we are. We got the ceiling here, right? We got the ceiling here. So this would be resistance, simply because we have 3 touches. 1, 2, just count that as 2. And then we got 3, right? So it's kind of clear that the market touched this area more than once. And that would be a clear resistance. That would be your resistance. And then we got the floor. Notice what I'm about to do. This would be your floor right here. I'm going to pull it back up a little closer. So when you zoom in, the reason why I put it right there is because, remember, we're focusing on what's happening currently, right? Meaning this whole area right here is really what we're focusing on. So we're seeing the lowest that it is for that particular time within the last few hours. What has it done, right? Why didn't I place the support all the way down here? Why didn't I do it? Simply because that is not for the current time. So you got to understand, because I would give people homework within my team and then they would put the support there. Why would you put the support there when this whole area right here, there's nothing here? There's nothing here, right? So this whole area, let me change the color. Where's the floor? It's not touching, right? So this is the issue that I see a lot of people are having, and they're asking, oh my gosh, how do you identify support and resistance? It's really simple. Just think of 3 touches. At least, I'm not saying it's just 3 touches, I'm saying at least 3 touches. If you see it touches more than once, more than twice, and more than 3 times, there you go. So my floor would be right here, because now I'm able to notice a pattern from the market. If there is no 3 or touches, there's really not much of a pattern, right? A pattern is something that's happened repeatedly, right? And that's what we're trying to focus on when it comes to trading. So I hope this makes sense for you. So we can even try this on 4 hours, right? We can try this on 4 hours, and you can still see what's happening on there. That, you know, for that time frame on the 1 hour, that was the floor. Here is what's happening when you're on the 4 hour time frame. Now the support and resistance changes, right? So then your floor would be right here, right? Understand, your support is not gonna stay support forever. It may become your new resistance at a point. It may become, you know, your resistance will become your new support. So to explain better, I'm going to find a position in the market to show you exactly what I mean by that. So here's a really good example, right? In this area right here, we had the resistance up here, right? This would be the resistance, boom. Then we got support down here, right? Boom. Guess what happened? This resistance, let me change the color. This resistance became the new support, and this is the new resistance. Does that make sense? I want to make sure that it makes sense, right? Actually, let me change the color. Yellow, perfect, right? So this was boom. At some point, this was support, right? Then we got the resistance. And guess what? As the candles continue to rise, this became your new support. This right here, new support. Ooh. Boom, right there. Right there. Boom. And that happened right here. Does that make sense? So this is your new support, and now this is your new resistance. Boom. Point blank. Do you see the correlation? I have to make sure that you see it, because if you don't, then you just have to continue to rewatch this and keep practicing it, because it's not going to make sense to you unless you continue to practice it over and over and over, right? So you see here how this was your support. Boom. Now you got your resistance, and then as the candles continue to grow, it broke above. It broke right here. Boom. Right? Created a new, the moment it breaks above, that's what you got to understand. The moment it breaks above, now it's no longer resistance. Now it broke above resistance. That means the market is going to continue to go up, which makes it your new support. Now it's the new floor. And as it continued to rise, it created a new resistance, meaning it created a new high. So now it's at a higher high, at an all-time high, to where, okay, it didn't go any higher, so that must be my resistance, right? And then it went back down, and then it touched the support again. So you can see, just marking the support and resistance alone, there's a lot of pips that you can catch from this area itself. You don't have to make it complicated. I promise. And then as you can see, it actually dropped below support, right? And then it dropped, and then it went back up and created, you know, it went back inside the same area where it created its support, went a bit above, but it came back to that resistance area that it created before. So notice the pattern that's going on here, right? This is what we marked up earlier. Boom. Right? what we did earlier. So we did that part first, right? Notice the correlation here, right? So as the candles continue to grow, notice here that this is the support for this time frame, for this area right there. Right after that vertical line, the support became lower, right? After it broke above, it came down. Now the support became lower and it became down in this area right here. But it's only 2 touches, so we wouldn't worry about it much, right? It's a false break, right? It's a false break. That's what a false break is. It pretended it's going to keep dropping, but it actually shifted back up, and you can see that W that it created, boom, and then it went back up, right? I'm telling you, it's really not that hard. It's pretty simple. You just got to keep applying it. Identify the new resistance. So anybody who's watching this video right here, I'm giving you homework. Identify support and resistance on 5 different pairs and email them to me. Email them to me, and the person that does them correctly, I'm going to choose one person out of everybody to give you a one-on-one mentorship with me. And whatever you want to ask, whatever it is that you want, I'll answer it and I'll teach you a lot of stuff, right? So anybody, whoever wants to join this, definitely participate. I just want to do this because I realize this information could help a lot of people out here. So if you are willing and if you want the help, I'm here to help. So mark up 5 different pairs, mark up the support and resistance, and email them to me, 5 different pairs, right? And email them to me, and then I will check it, make sure it's correct, and I'll choose one person out of everybody and give you a one-on-one mentorship, and then just pour into you and continue from there. And you'll have access to one of my live trading sessions with the team, right? So that's really it, guys. I hope that you learned from this video. I promise you it's gonna make sense. It will make sense. It might seem like it's not making sense right now, but it will, I promise, because that's where I was in your position once, and then to the point where now it's like, wow, this is part of my everyday life, right? It will make sense. Just have patience, be disciplined, be resilient. Just stick to it. Stick to it long enough. Eventually, it will give you the results that you want, right? Alrighty, guys. Have a great night. See you on the next video. Till next time.